Hey, what's up? What's up? In this video, I'm just going to be talking about why I'm moving on from self-help. And I'm going to say this right now. And I love the self-help business, the self-help industry. I've been a big fan of all that stuff for a very long time. Law of attraction, subconscious mind, NLP. I read a lot of material and a lot of different resources from a lot of different great authors, artists, spiritual people. But I am getting to a point where it's a big diminishing returns. And what I mean by this is there's only so much that you can learn. And then there comes a certain peak point, a certain threshold, where you're just pretty much learning the same stuff all over again. And don't get me wrong, I still like to relearn the content information because sometimes even though you learn it and you understand it, sometimes you don't necessarily apply it. So you have to read it, and then at some point it finally clicks because reading is one thing, knowledge is one thing, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta just read the same thing over and over again. So this way it finally integrates and it just finally clicks. But one thing I want to say about the self-help stuff is that you can keep doing self-help for a long time. You can just keep doing it. You can keep improving yourself. You can keep trying to fix yourself. You can keep trying to heal yourself. And the thing is that working from that mentality is that there is something wrong with you, that there is something that is innate defective. So this is coming from the mindset that I am flawed, I am defective. And if you feel that way, then obviously get help, read self-help stuff, get all the resources you can so you can stop feeling that way. But the problem with this is, so you feel bad and you can spend years and years trying to fix that brokenness, that empty void, chasing that kind of illusionary idea that this is going to change one day, that that one book is going to fix it for me, that one guru is going to fix it for me, that one teacher is going to fix it for me. And a lot of the core principles of self-help are really simple. They're very down to earth. It's a matter about really just understanding the principles and start applying it into your daily life. Once you get the general real insight about what it is that you need to be doing on a daily basis, it really comes down to whether or not are you doing it or not. If you're not doing it, then there is blockages and resistances that is keeping you from doing the things that you should be doing. So essentially, the core idea of a lot of self-help is positive thinking, habits, positive mindset. The way I like to summarize it, the whole shebang is your mindset and your habits. If you got those two things down, the next step is to create a business model that you are able to liquidate money from, build assets from, make sales. Preferably, it is something that you're interested in, something that you like, something that you're really passionate about, something that you've been studying for a long time, because then you don't have to really go through the learning curve of learning something, getting into the business side of it, learning the values of everything. It's a lot to go into once you get into the technical side of business. There is a lot of things for that. And this is why I recommend to people to do, I don't even want to say to do what you love. I mean, yeah, but to do what you're comfortable with. It's like what is something that you've been studying? So even like for example, video games. I have a friend who literally who made a website for video games, and he makes money from that. He made thousands of dollars monthly just on that. Hey, even if you're a gamer, you can turn that into a business. Some people go into tournaments. Some people will blog. Some people have websites where they do nothing but review games and anime. So whatever your realm of topic is, you can definitely turn it into a business if it's something that you find fun, if that's your interest, your passion, you can definitely turn your hobby into profit. And to me, I feel like that's the ideal, the best way to go about it. Where you have been studying content, you've been studying something that you really like for a long period of time, where you are an expert at it, then you create a business out of it so that it doesn't feel like it's work. It feels like something you just wanted to do, and you want to do it anyways because you want to do it. There are some people who get into other different business that they don't like, but they make profit from it. So, for example, some people may not like, let's say I'm gonna use carrots, for example. They get into the carrot business. They learn the purest carrots, the best types of carrots, how to farm the carrots. They learn the whole shebang that comes with it, and they make that their business. And with the amount of volumes that they sell, they make profit from it. They probably think it's boring doing that stuff, but that's the realm of field that they got into, and that's what they're an expert at, and they make money from that. They might think it's boring. I don't recommend that for people, but I am not saying that is a wrong thing to do. So I want to really make that clear, is I'm not really saying that that's a bad thing to do. I'm not disowning that idea at all. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that preferably you get into a field that you've already been spending years and years and years doing. And you'll probably not even realize that that's something that you have a talent for. And then, I don't know, let's say health is your thing. You make a health blog about writing different supplements that you use that has really been beneficial for you. Or even, say negative reviews to really terrible supplements. So this is what I would recommend to people, is you have great insight on the things that you have been naturally studying and doing for X amount of years, X amount of time, and you can learn to turn that into a business by simply having a website or even a YouTube channel where you can speak about these topics in a very insightful or whatever type of way. And that's gonna be a great thing, in all honesty. A lot of people don't even realize that they could do this. They have something that they enjoy to do, but they don't realize that they can profit from it. But I'm gonna go back to why I'm kind of moving away from self-help. Self-help is something that I love. I love this field of constantly self-improving. I'm 28 now. I've been doing this for years. Years and years and years and years. It's getting a little kind of dry where, yeah, you know what, there's always something I can improve, but it's not the same thing for me as it was a couple of years ago. Whereas I wanted so badly to master the game of life, to understand every single nook and cranny about everything so that I'm always doing the right thing, I'm always saying the right answer, so I'm always looking confident. But it's becoming to a point where that stuff is not necessary anymore. And I'm okay with who I am. And if I never really read a book again, I'm okay. If I never improve past this point, I'm okay. Because I've done it for a long time. I've been to the gym. I've read so many books, so many websites. So for me, it's becoming a little dry. But one thing I will say is I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting self-help. I'm not quitting the success hustle, the success lifestyle of improving thyself. But it's not like I'm going to meet people who are just into success and that's it. It's like I'm getting kind of past that, where I just talk to people who really are just good people. They're fun, and it doesn't even really matter to me what they're interested in, as long as they're fun, they're interesting, they're not annoying. I don't mind talking to them about whatever they like. So I want to say this: I'm not quitting self-help. I'm not quitting spirituality. Spirituality, I have had been put on a hold, on and off, because I've had health issues for practically half this year. So for me, I've had to postpone a lot of things, which is quite upsetting. And it's been affecting my ability to make content, to make work. In fact, I was sicker for far longer than I thought I was going to be. So for that, I was really upset about, disappointed about. I thought I was just going to be sick for like a month, 2, 3 months tops. No, it ended up to be 6 to like 7, 8 months, which really it hindered my ability to create work. And also my drive to create work, my interest to create work. But that's alright. So I'm gonna just summarize this whole thing. I don't want to say I'm losing interest in the self-help, but I'm definitely moving away from just focusing on self-help stuff, because the whole thing is it's a whole lot easier than we kind of make it out to be. Once you get the core principles, it really is about integrating it, so you no longer have to think about these things. Mindset, belief system, habits, what it is that you want to do on a daily basis. Find a way to liquidate that and turn that into profit. Whatever it is that you're an expert at, find a way to make money on that. And it doesn't even need to be on a website. It could just be, I don't know, let's say you do plumbing. You hand out your plumbing services, or even taxi business. You're a taxi driver, maybe as a part-time job, you give out your cards. Making a side hustle is a lot easier than people think. It's work, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of effort into building up these kind of hustles, these side hustles, these different sources of income, but that's really the best sort of skill set to learn, is you have these different skill sets that is not like a job, like college. Because I'm going to be honest, a lot of that stuff is just a waste of time. They don't give you any real life experience. And it's just pointless, tedious information that goes into your brain. And when you go having to execute these concepts, really you throw 90% out of that stuff out the door. So having a side business, having a business, those are real life experience that will teach you how to make money. But also I want to finalize and say that you can stay in self-help to the day you die. There'll never be a time when you're healed fully, completely. You're always going to manifest different flaws. You're never going to be fearless 24/7. That's not possible. If you're fearless 24/7, you're probably not leaving the home, to be honest. There are points in time where you will have a flight or fight response. That anxiety or fear would just trigger. And one way to prove this is to go right in front of a roller coaster. Go in front of a roller coaster. Like, do you get spiked up? Does it get elevated? Does your blood pressure get elevated? Does that anxiety or fear kick in? I'm pretty sure for me it will. If I go in front of a roller coaster, I'm probably gonna spike up. And that's normal. So the point is, you'll never be done in the self-help business. There will always be more work to do. There will always be another teacher to learn from. There will always be another book to learn from. It's best to learn one system, or maybe 2 systems, maybe 3 systems, because sometimes you gotta put the pieces together, and then just turn that system and just make profit from it. Because you don't want to keep relearning the same thing over and over, because at some point all this stuff just becomes very redundant. That's all I got for you. Check me out on prosperityLifeVets.com for the best tips and strategies on how to win more in life. Check out the ebooks, e-courses down below. They will greatly benefit you in all types of ways, whether you want to make more money, whether you want success with women, whether you want to just become more fearless and gain more confidence, or learn how to make more money online. The tools and resources down below will greatly help you. Questions or comments, you may feel free to do so down below.